Hello everybody, I'm going to try to explain the 6 syllable types. Remember, if you get one thing about all this right here, you need to remember it's all about the vowel or vowels in each syllable. Every syllable has to have at least one vowel, Okay, here we go. We're going to start with the easiest one, and this one is closed syllables. We typically say that these are door slammers, or they are closed, or we call them cops. You can call them whatever you want. They are actually the consonants. Okay, so you'll notice that every single one of the consonants are here except J, which English words don't end in J, so that can't be a door closer. Then Q, which you always have QU beside it, and then R, and then that's R controlled vowels, or a W. Okay, those are the ones that cannot be door slammers. The patterns that you're going to see, remember it's all about the vowel, is going to be vowel consonant, consonant, or vowel consonant, consonant. Now, the vowel consonant pattern, that would be like at, the vowel A, and then T. The T is going to close the door on the A and say it cannot say its name. It's going to say its short vowel sound or its soft sound, okay? Then vowel consonant might be a word like ask. We have A, S, and K. So vowel consonant. And then the last type we have is a vowel consonant, and that is going to be a word like catch. C, we don't care about the letter that comes before the vowel. So we have C, A, T, C, H. And we know that T, C, H is a consonant, are consonants. And this is the vowel, okay? Notice all these are short vowels. These vowels should not say their name. Now, with an N, you have to be careful with an N. I've said in previous videos that N is a nasal letter. And a lot of times when a vowel precedes an N, that vowel changes the sound that it makes sometimes. It's the ink, ank, onk. I'm trying to think of the other ones off the top of my head, and I can't think of any more of them. But just be careful with the vowel N. I usually tell my kiddos, don't ever trust the N. Don't ever trust it. For those of you that don't know that nasal sound, if you try to make the N sound, we can do it like this, but as soon as we hold our nose and try to make it, you can't make it. So you have to have that nasal, has to be open, so in order to let that sound go through, the vowel that comes before it is influenced by that, so that's why we want to make sure that we pay attention to that N. These are some quick little reminders or big clues. There's only one vowel, that's always. It ends with 1, 2, or 3 door slammers or consonants, and the vowels are almost always short. Instances where they're not short would be like in the word most, would be in the word drink, drank. Trying to think of another one. Honk. Honk. That one actually does work. Okay, just so you get that anytime you see something that says always when it comes to the English language, I haven't found it always for just about anything yet. All right, the vowels. We have ah, eh, I, and Y is going to make 3 different sounds, but in a closed syllable, the Y is going to be found before the consonant. It's not going to be at the beginning of the word, beginning of the syllable, and it's going to say the I sound. We're under the misconception that Y is a vowel sometimes. Actually, Y is a vowel most of the time. So the only time Y is a consonant is when it's at the beginning of the syllable. All the rest of the times, it's either going to say I, or E. All right, here we go. Moving on to the next one. Open syllables. Open syllables we consider door openers, okay? When you open up the door, you can say your name. So if there's nothing behind it, the vowel should say its name. The patterns, as you see on the left, the patterns are just a vowel. It ends in a vowel. It ends in consonant vowel, or it ends in consonant vowel. Now, I'm going to show you real quick. On this one right here, if I have the word A, you can either say it A or and this one, if I say A, or I say the word I, they're going to be open because they do not have a door slammer, those consonants from the previous one that are closing that vowel, making that vowel say its short name. Another one might be a consonant vowel. The consonant vowel, an example of that would be go. You have the consonant G, and then you have the vowel O. Notice the O is saying its name. And the word B would be another one. You have the consonant is B. Sorry, I'm doing this backwards. And the vowel would be E. Notice that the E is saying its name. This doesn't work all the time, especially with some of the younger sight words, for the very beginning sight words. Keep in mind there's less than 10% of the English words that cannot be decoded. So most of them can be decoded, especially using these patterns or using these syllable types. And the other one is a consonant-consonant vowel. An example of this would be the word she. She. So we have the S, we have the H, and then we have the E, and the word would be she. Notice again that vowel is open and it is saying its name. The door is open, so it's free to say its name. Some big clues for this one is there's only one vowel, only one, can't be more than that. So if you have the word tree, that double E is not considered an open syllable. That is considered something completely different because double E says E. Okay, that's a vowel team. And it ends with a vowel. Vowels are almost always long. And when we say these, we have A, says its name, E, I, O, U, and this one is going to say either I or E. It's never going to say Y. So an example for Y, if it's a one-syllable word, so right here it says a one-syllable word. So if I have the word my, that one-syllable Y at the end is always going to say long I, almost always, sorry. Then if I have a word that's two or more syllables and it ends in a Y, that Y is going to say long E. It's going to say long E. So we had Y is the consonant. Then we have I is at the end of the first syllable. Then we had I on the other page, where it's trapped in the middle by a closed syllable, and it says I. And then if it's two or more syllables, it's going to say E. The door must be open in order for you to say its name, in order for it to say its name. And remember, that's not an always, never an always. An instance would be when it does not work would be the word to, T-O. It's not toe. But if you think about sight words or high frequency words, these are words that you're going to see all the time in books when your student's reading or when you're reading. We're not going to see the word toe very often, okay? And we know, adults know that toe is spelled T-O-E. So in that instance, we got to be flexible with it, and we just have to learn that sometimes some words look different than what we expect them to. And I will show you in a sight word video on how to help your student understand those heart letters. Okay? Then we have a magic E. Some people call this a bossy E. It is different. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. The pattern that you're going to see is vowel, consonant, E. Vowel, consonant, E. I put two examples up here in the corner of vowel, consonant, E. What happens in this one is the E says I'll be quiet, goes backwards, if you say your name, and that's the vowel before it. I'll be quiet, so the E's not going to say anything. It goes backwards, can only jump one letter, one consonant, and it goes back to the vowel, makes the vowel say its name. Some examples of this would be the word bake. So we go to the E and say I'll be quiet, go back to the A, if you say your name. Now when I sound it out, I'm going to go b-ake, bake. Same thing with the word wrote. The E jumps over the T to the O. It makes the O say its name. Now, two-letter is that W-R, and O say its name, T, wrote. Now, we might have write would be the same way. I'm going to write, W-R-I-T-E. Now there also something called a final silent E, and that would be like in the word have. A lot of those words end in V. English words never end in V. It always has to bring an E. That E can work or it doesn't have to work. So in the word give, G-I-V, it's not working, but the E is just there for the V. So if you write the word give down, G-I-V-E, you got to have that V-E at the end because you can't end English words with a V. And if you go backwards, is it give or is it give? And that's exactly what we try to teach our students, to be flexible and decide, is it give or is it give? When I think of the word gave is the same instance, same pattern, vowel, consonant, E. The V's there, the E has to be there no matter what. I'm going to check and see if that E is working on the vowel before it. So gave, think about gave, G-A-V-E. Make the E go back to the A, make it say its name. Is it gave or is it gav? Okay, that's just the thinking that we go through. So on a final consonant E, that can do two jobs. It doesn't have to, but it can. It just depends on the specific word, and there's not really a rule to remember which one is which. Now, these were some of the big clues. The pattern will be only one vowel, one consonant, and an E. That is the pattern, vowel, consonant, E. The E at the end is silent. The vowel's not, that E is not going to say its name. The long vowel almost always, again, I should have wrote almost in there. The vowel almost always says the long sound or its alphabet name. Again, that give thing, you got to kind of think on that. Which one works? Make it long vowel, make it short vowel. See which one works. Have to be flexible. The next type of syllable is called a vowel team. Sorry, I'm having trouble doing this backwards. Is called a vowel team or chunk syllable. Vowel teams or chunks. Typically on this one, when you see, this one can have either one vowel or it can have two, okay? No matter what, there's always going to be two of something. It's either going to be two vowels or it's going to be a vowel and a consonant, not a consonant and a vowel, vowel and a consonant. Or like down here in the bottom, you're going to see 4 letters, okay, 2 consonants and a GH. If we go up top here, I have my students try to learn the difference between whether it's a team or a chunk. It doesn't really matter as long as they know what the chunks say. Typically we say 2 vowels go walking. The first one does the talking, which means the first one says its name. That is not the case all the time. Again, I'm saying it all the time. It's not all the time. An instance for a, this would not be a team, okay? If I say 2 vowels go walking and this one, the first one does the talking, well, that's not zo. It's not a zo. O-O is either going to say oo or it's going to say So this is either zoo or it's z. Okay, so we got to figure out which one it is. EW says oo or you. Is this n-you or is it n-oo? That's why it's important for us to learn these right here, long chunks. This one you could say 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, because it does work. It does work in fruit. Neutral though, look at neutral. Neutral's not going to be neutral. It's not going to be E. So sometimes that works, that saying 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Sometimes that works. We need to be flexible and realize sometimes they're chunks and sometimes they're teams. So that's what I try to teach my students. They do it. That does a pretty good job of helping them understand. These are all the different long A, long E, long I, long O, long U. These are the owls. This is the owl we use at the beginning or the middle. This is the owl we use at the end. This is the aw at the beginning. These are all different ways of saying aw. Here's another way to say aw or make aw, and here's another one. And then we have short vowel ah. And then this is oi. Oi that we use in the middle or beginning of a word. Oil would be another word that we'd use it in the beginning. And oi is one we use at the end of the word. So like toy, joy, boy. Okay. Vowel team big clues. 2 or more vowels and or other letters might say a long vowel sound, a short vowel sound, or a totally different sound like the oi. Okay. Again, they say here's the long A vowel teams. Here's the long E vowel teams. Long I vowel teams. Notice some of them are in the same place. So IE's here and IE's up here. EI's up here. EI's down here. We got long O. We got long U or oo. Okay. Then we have aw, the AU, AL, or just AU, AW, AUGH, and OUGH. And then we have the oi, OI, and OY. And this one right here, we have the ow and the aw again. Okay. All right, we're going to go to the next page. Now we have the R-controlled syllables. R-controlled syllables. R-controlled syllables are, remember at the beginning when we first started this and we did close syllables, R was not one of those door closers, was not a door slammer, okay? Anytime you have vowel R, and I did misstate this in a previous video, but wasn't going to record the whole video again. So in this one, anytime you have vowel R, the R is going to change the vowel. ER does not say IR does not say UR is going to say it's all, they are, all three of them are going to say There is not a reason for one or the other. There's not a position that tells you that, hey, this is the beginning of the word, middle of the word, end of the word. ER is going to be the most common one that you find, and then IR, UR. The best ways to learn about ER, IR, and UR is to literally get a bunch of ER, IR, UR words and sort them and just learn by practicing. The AR, pretty easy to get that one. That one is always going to say that R, 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 R. And remember, there's not always. Nothing is ever going to say always. Dollar, dollar, dollar. That's not a very good example on this one, but dollar. Far would be a really good word as an example. Far or arm. Or the word actually are. Are you ready? The AR is the one that's working and the E is not. Then we have OR and ORE. They're going to say or. And again, color is not a good word because we don't say color, we say color. Okay, it kind of sounds like that Earth is another one. And then we have R in army and or for four. We also have more up here. I have this one. I also found some citations where it said that the first accented syllable we use OR, and if it's a second accented syllable we use ORE. Just a little food for thought there. Okay, some big clues for bossy R. The vowel comes first. And the R always follows the vowel. Say except when in AR, as in army, or OR, as in or for, when not at the end of a multisyllabic word. That's just multi-syllables, more than one syllable. Look for the pattern, vowel R, vowel R. Sight words are going to make so much more sense when you know these. And the final pattern is a consonant LE. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and it ends in LE. If it is a consonant, if it's a consonant LE, look here, consonant LE, consonant LE, consonant LE. So this is always going to rhyme with bull. So we got table, circle, pickle, middle, sniffle, snuggle, sparkle, purple, title, and puzzle. Okay. And some big clues. If it ends in a consonant LE, LE always rhymes with bull. Count back 3 to divide the last 2 syllables. Found at the end of multisyllabic words. You're not going to have it in a 1-syllable word. So syllables have a lot to do with what type we have in here. You can have a syllable, multisyllabic words can have lots of different types of syllables in them, okay? So just make sure that one word is just not one type of syllable. If it has just one vowel, yes, it's going to be one type of syllable. But if it has more than one syllable, so like, oh, I want to use a name. Can't think of a word. Like basket, basket. Those are both closed syllables because the A is closed by the S and the E is closed by the T. Baby, those are two open syllables. We have open A, that's why the A says its name. And the Y is saying E because it's the second syllable. Okay? All right. Stay tuned to my next video. My next video will be learning about sight words and using some of these rules and figuring out how to teach those sounds that aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Remember, less than 10% of the English language can't be figured out. So if we know these 6 syllable types, that's a really big help. There's also some other, the schwa, we don't want to talk about the schwa too much, but the schwa is going to make that unaccented sound, and you usually make the sound. All right, I hope you found this informational. Please go back and watch it again if you'd like. This will definitely help you help your students. So if you know these types and your student does not know these types of syllables, it would be very advantageous for them to know them because it's going to make decoding or sounding out words so much easier. All right, hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.